lot of people think that life is only beautiful when something beautiful happens to them. But what actually causes us to have a beautiful, interesting existence is when we choose to create a beautiful life by surrounding ourselves with beauty, by actively seeking beauty, and by creating beauty during times when it doesn't seem to be there. Don't wait for something beautiful to happen in your life. Create that beauty. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some small, easy, simple ways to make your life that much more exciting, interesting, rich, and beautiful. These simple acts truly saved my life during times when I felt like there was no joy or meaning or purpose in my life. So if you would allow me to, I would absolutely love to show you this path to happiness and light and vibrance. Maybe these are things that you've already thought of before, but just haven't seemed to make the time to do yet, or whatever reasons that came up for you. But this video is gonna be a reminder that you are the creator of your reality. And why not add as much beauty and excitement and joy to your life as you can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. One of the first things you can do is decorate your space. Make your space your sanctuary. Decorate it the way that makes your heart happy, whatever your aesthetic is. But if you need some tips, adding flowers and plants to your space is gonna be one of the best things that you can do. It's just going to make it so much more soothing, peaceful, relaxing, and it's just gonna make it a place that you would like to be in. I especially love detailing my home with dried flowers. It just adds a lot of richness to the space. Add mood lighting, maybe a certain color palette that makes you feel really good. And maybe the reason why you haven't quite done this yet, or at least as much as you would like to, could be because of money. Maybe you're trying to save money. But I will say, when I moved into my first apartment, I chose to be really frugal because I had never lived on my own before, so I was scared to spend that much money, and I didn't really decorate the space very much because I didn't want to buy anything. But when I moved into my second apartment, I decided that it was worth spending the money on creating a space that I love to be in, because I know that that's going to have a ripple effect in my life. If I feel happy at home, if I feel happy in my environment, it's going to make me feel more creative, it's going to make me feel more motivated, more even confident. I mean, there are so many positive effects to being in a space that just makes you feel good. And of course, you do not need to spend that much money on this either, okay? You can go to your local thrift store, and especially go on a day when they have even extra sales, or, you know, there's ways to get bargains. So if you haven't done that yet, or maybe you're just not feeling the vibe of your home anymore, change it up. Or maybe there's just a missing piece that would really pull everything together and make it look good. The second thing that you should do is put effort into your appearance in whatever ways feel good to you. So when I say that, I don't mean to completely cake your face with makeup unless that feels good to you. But what I mean is put effort into yourself. This helps you love yourself more. This helps you build so much confidence. And this just makes your life more rich and beautiful when you're fully expressing your style. Your style is just a reflection of your inner being, of your soul. And so that's why it feels so good to just fully express your authentic self in that way. Another way to make life so much more beautiful and joyful is to discover new music and create playlists that really set the mood. Find music that really lights up your soul. And I know that not everyone is as obsessed with music as I am, but what I really mean by this is honestly just finding some instrumental music that you love playing in the background, such as jazz or lo-fi or meditation music, tribal music, electronic music, maybe some chill wave, maybe some synth wave. I can't tell you how much it just elevates my mood when I'm listening to something really beautiful and soothing. It also puts me in more of a creative flow state. There's just so many positive effects of listening to pretty background music. So I hope I've convinced you to do so now. You should also add more sensual pleasures to your life. So this would entail scents such as candles, incense, essential oils, perfume, or this could also entail anything that just feels good to the touch. Maybe you have a really comfortable pajama set, or this could mean taking hot, relaxing showers or baths. I could honestly make an entire video about the importance of just having sensual pleasures in this life, because we are so blessed to have our five senses, especially if we do have all five senses, because not everyone does. And I think one day if we were to lose those senses and then get them back again, we would realize how much of a blessing it is to be able to experience life with our senses. So might as well use them to the fullest and make this life even more enjoyable. This is very specific, but I also recommend going on a nice little coffee chat with someone or some kind of hangout sesh like that in an intimate environment where you're going for the purpose of having meaningful, quality conversations, of really catching up with someone, maybe opening up if you usually don't. Sometimes we forget how important in healing just genuine human connection is. Another way to make life so much more joyful is to create something new, whether that's art or maybe a poem, some sort of project, and this could mean literally anything. Maybe this could even mean creating a cute present for someone or creating a photo album, going back to the simple joys of life, using your hands and your imagination to create something. I have multiple videos on creativity because tapping into my creative genius changed my life, because I used to believe that I was not a creative person, so I never tried to create anything, and I can't tell you how much more just joyful and interesting my life became when I began to allow myself to be a creative person and dive into my imagination and begin creating things that I never believed that I would or could before. Another thing you could do is write about your day. Simply write about what you did today or any thoughts that you had or any feelings that came up for you. Any moment, no matter how simple, you could literally write what you ate for breakfast and where you sat and what you thought of while you ate it. I feel that this allows you to connect more deeper with yourself, because we often just forget each moment. It kind of just passes before our eyes and then we don't even remember what we ate for breakfast yesterday, but it's really meaningful to remember those small, simple details about your life. And this will especially make your life interesting when you read these a few years from now. Another thing you can do is buy that meal or drink that you've been wanting to try and savor it fully. Obviously within reason, right? I'm not advising you to go be careless with your money, but part of what makes life so joyful is when we allow ourselves to have experiences that we've been wanting to have, when we treat ourselves sometimes. But if you're going to do that, make sure you are present in the moment, okay? Savor it fully, taste the flavors of it. The main component to a beautiful life is being present in the moment. Another way to make your life more interesting, and this might seem simple and obvious, but visit new places in your town. Look up new stores or maybe go on Google Maps and search around to see if there's anything that pops up that you've never noticed before. I just think for all of us to be happy, we need some sort of newness in our lives, and sometimes that can feel hard to do. We get stuck in our boring, mundane routines, but we have the power to switch things up at least a little bit if we really want to, you know? You never know what you could be missing out on. Write a gratitude list. Sometimes that's the only way that we can really find the beauty in our lives, is when we force ourselves to think about what we are grateful for and what makes us happy. Because of course I'm in a good mood right now filming this video, but often I'm not in a good mood. Often life does not feel very exciting or beautiful, and I may just be trying to get through the days. So when I'm really not feeling inspired or motivated or happy about life, and I'm really not feeling up to the task of doing these other things, then maybe just simply writing a gratitude list can put me in a better headspace and to remind me what makes this life so beautiful. Another thing you can do is go to an antique store and take yourself back to the past, sometimes pondering the story behind these items. Another huge way to make life so incredibly beautiful is to go on morning walks. This is one of my favorite things to do ever. If you're not a morning person, maybe going on an evening walk when the sun is setting, but maybe you just don't know that you're a morning person yet, because there's something about the morning time that I just cherish so much, and I intentionally get up early every day just to experience the morning, because it truly is my favorite part of the day, and yeah, it adds so much beauty and joy to my life. Also, getting fresh air and sunshine first thing in the morning is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And the last way that I'm going to talk about today, how to make your life more beautiful, interesting, and joyful, is having rituals. So maybe this means drinking tea and reading a book each night, or going on a morning walk and bringing a cup of coffee, or maybe once a week having a self-care day where you do face masks or you take a bath and light candles. Having those sort of rejuvenating rituals adds so much depth and richness and beauty to life. I do know that when I make these videos, not everyone is as passionate about the same things as me and is into the same things as me. But I also try to remind myself when I'm making these videos for others is I genuinely try to ask what would have helped me in the past. Because growing up, I really didn't have an understanding of all of these self-care practices, and had I known about them, they really would have helped me then. So although we all have different things that we're into and different aesthetics and different ways that we like to live our lives, different things that make us happy, often the videos that I'm making are for people who just really feel lost and who really haven't found those things yet that make them happy. And so maybe something that I say in here will strike a chord with you, or will inspire you, or will show you a new path of life that you never saw before. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that this video resonated with you. There are probably many more things that I could say, but I'll just leave it at that for now. Just remember that your life is your canvas, okay? Make it your own beautiful, unique masterpiece. Thank you, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.